Hey guys, so I wanted to make a work in progress update for a project that I'm involved with over at the knifenetwork.com forums, specifically in the custom projects subforum, where every year they have what is called a knife in the hat or a kith, K-I-T-H, which basically, for those of you who may be unfamiliar with that, it's where a bunch of knife makers get together, they agree on a type of knife or design feature they'd like to see in a knife. Each maker who participates will then make their respective version of that blade or that design, and then at the end of a predetermined amount of time, each of the names of the participants will be thrown into a hat and drawn out in random order. Once that list is compiled by the names that are drawn out, usually each maker on the list will send their knife to the maker listed below them, the last person giving their knife to the top maker, of course, so that everyone who makes a knife will get another knife and will give their knife away. And it's just basically a fun project for knife makers to get together via the internet, in this case anyway, and kind of show off their work, share it with other makers, and kind of get to know each other a little bit better. And this will actually be the first year since I've heard about it that I've been able to participate since I've started making knives, and I'm very excited about it, as well as the theme of this year, which will be a neck knife. And the rules are pretty simple, really not too strict or restrictive. Basically, the only real guideline or qualification is the knife be able to be worn comfortably around the neck. There's really no length or size limitations other than following that guideline. And also the knife must be made from scratch and completely your own work, with the exception of heat treating, since not every maker is equipped to do their own heat treating. But other than that, there's really no restrictions on handle, blade, or sheath material, as long as the finished knife is a usable and hardened product. And I just wanted to give an update on the progress I've made so far. I just kind of got started today working with a design that I've actually made before for a couple of people, but I wanted to make it again and submit it to the knife in the hat or the kith. And this is just going to be a quick update on that progress. And what you're looking at here is actually a couple of blade blanks. This is one I profiled. I like to make multiple knives at a time if I can, just because it's a little bit more efficient and I'm not so much wasting electricity or energy when heat treating the blades just by doing one at a time. So I'm probably going to go ahead and make one more just like it at the very least, if not 2 or 3 more. I've also been wanting to make this design for myself, so I would have one to carry and use as well as show people who might ask about my work. But this is actually the one I'm working on for the kith, and making some pretty good progress on it today. As you can see, I got the blade bevel rough ground with just about a full flat grind. I went ahead and drilled out for the pinholes, as well as added some jimping there on the back. And just give kind of a closer view. Again, this is more of the rough grind right now. I will even it up and touch it up just a little bit, but I do like to wait till after the blade has been heat treated and hardened before I make the final touches and make the knife what it's actually going to be. So this knife, as it is right now, is essentially ready for heat treat. I do actually do my own heat treating, and so far I really only use 1095 high carbon steel, although I have heat treated 01 for another knife maker and had some good results with that. That may be a steel that I go to in the future along with 1095, which is what this is. But for now I seem to be getting the best and most consistent results from 1095. And just to give a real quick background on the heat treating I'm going to do for this blade, I do use Parks number 50 professional quenchant. That's my quenching tank right there. I have a heating element in the bottom for those winter days when it's just a little bit too cold to use, so I'd like to heat it up to the minimum temperature of at least 50 degrees Fahrenheit if I can. The weather is actually getting warmer, so I probably won't even need to use that anymore. But in order to heat that to critical, I do use a homemade heat treating oven that I built and designed myself based on some various other plans and makers that I saw or talked with. So I'll heat that up to about 1475 to 1500 degrees Fahrenheit, quench that in the Parks 50, and then it will go directly into a tempering oven, which in this case is just a toaster oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. For one cycle at about an hour and a half to 2 hours. I'll then take it out, reduce it to room temperature, or let it cool on its own rather, to room temperature, and then I'll stick it back in for a second cycle at 400 again for about an hour to an hour and a half, just to make sure that the blade is thoroughly tempered. And you may notice I do have a few knives in there right now that I just got done heat treating for my buddy Captain Jeff of CJS Knives, also a member of the KnifeNetwork.com forums, as well as participating in this year's KITH. So I think we're both excited about that. I'm not sure if maybe one of those will be one of the blades he uses. But those are on their first cycle, getting ready to go on their second in a little while from now. And that's just a real quick explanation of how I'm going to heat treat my blades. And just in passing, if any of the other participants who might see this update do need their blades heat treated, whether it's 01 or 1095, those are really the blades or the steels I'd like to restrict myself to at the moment, since I have the most experience with those. But if anyone else needs their blades heat treated, I'll be more than happy to do that. Just send me an email. We can work out the details in some emails, or you can call me on the phone. Just send me a personal message if you see this on my Knife Network account, or send me a PM via my YouTube channel, and we'll work those details out. But as far as the final details, once I heat treat this, I will do the final touch-ups, final polishing, put the edge on it. And then I'm going to put either a micarta or a G10 handle scale on either side, and use some 3/16 diameter stainless steel pin stock to pin and epoxy that into place. And then I'm going to make a Kydex sheath with a neck lanyard. And I also make my sheaths typically Tech-Lock compatible for a small Tech-Lock, so this will be able to optionally mount onto a belt via a Tech-Lock or another similar Molly-Lock, or even a G-clip from Spyderco. I believe those holes all line up similarly. But that's that. That's the progress thus far. Definitely liking how it's turning out. Gonna make maybe one or two more just so I can heat treat them all at once. And then I'll start putting the final touches on that, get the sheath made, and it will be ready for the KITH. And for anyone else watching this who may not have been previously familiar, if you are a knife maker, you're welcome to join. In fact, I encourage it. Whether you're new or old at knife making, participation is encouraged. There's no experience limit on this. And I believe the deadline or the cutoff for joining is actually going to be April 15th or so, possibly till May. I actually don't remember at the moment. But the deadline for making your knife, as long as you're signed up by the participation deadline, will be the end of July, and that's when the lists will be made and the knives will be traded. So I definitely encourage you guys to check out the KnifeNetwork.com forums, especially the custom projects forum, where the thread for this project is. It's titled 2011 Neck Knife KITH. That's again KITH. And I got a few people signed up right now, but always looking for more. I encourage you guys to join if you can, and make sure you're just following the rules, and most of all having fun with it. But that's my quick update for right now. The next update will probably be something much more closely resembling the finished knife. So please stay tuned, and thank you so much for watching.